Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Truckin' Thursday here. Um, I am joined this time by Tom. Tom, say hello.
Hello, everyone.
I'll turn you down a little bit just in case. I know we had some trouble in EA stream with you. Let me pull up the game. I think those levels are fine. Gonna check the master audio. There we go. That looks good. Alright, so introductions. We are still on our quest to take a boat that we have decided is full of drugs to New Mexico. I think we're somewhere in Utah right now. Yes. So I didn't remember crossing over into Arizona or New Mexico yet. So we are the furthest west you can get in Utah until Colorado opens right here. I believe I'm correct, right? That's Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next to Utah.
Yeah. I'm assuming this is Wyoming. Not. It won't let me zoom out anymore. Because the new states are going to be Colorado and Idaho. It's weird that they didn't include Wyoming here.
Probably because there's nothing there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be a giant... you could have closed this little hole off that you're going to have here. But anyway, that has nothing to do with what we're doing today. I'm looking forward to those DLCs when they come out. So anyway, let's get back on the road. We had, I believe we pulled over. I don't know if I'm on the side of the road or if we pulled into a place. I think I might have pulled into a place. Yep, I pulled into a place. Alright, we don't want to sleep because then it'll make us late for the job. Let's see, I should be able to make this turn completely. Yeah. There we go. Alright, and we're at the hole in the rock. I'm going to assume that is a landmark. Alright, we are good. We're on the road. Let's get those high beams on that everybody loves. Yeah, so it's been a hell of a week, and as much as I enjoyed playing The Last of Us, I am probably more glad that I was sucked into that game with all the shitty things that have been going on in the video game industry. And I was not on Twitter at the time. So, if there's ever a thumbs up for a murder revenge game, being on the top of your list. This week seemed to be a good one to choose. So, I'll have more to say when my official review comes out. I don't think I'll write anything because I think there are plenty of good written reviews out there.
Like I said, you could.
I'll probably do a video review.
Yeah.
I would just need to capture stuff.
Yeah, just capture some stuff and.
I hope there's a chapter select.
I would imagine so. After you beat it.
Yeah, I didn't look. I literally sat there as the credits rolled and just blank stare because I was not full on tears because I think it's still the toxic masculinity part of myself was like, don't cry. Don't cry? You don't cry. But it was definitely streams of like tears coming down my cheeks. Because the end of that game is. Might as well just go through then, since I got the violation anyway.
Now, did they set it up for a sequel, or was it
No, I mean, they
definitive?
could. Um, but the last game wasn't really set up for a sequel. Um,
Mm,
but they did a good job making it
I'm.
look like it was set up for a sequel in this game.
I mean, the last one could have gone either way. I know what happens at the end of the first one.
Yeah. Oh no, I
So
wasn't trying not to spoil it. 'Cause that's a 7-year-old game. It's like not spoiling the FF7 original. Um, the one major thing that happens, and I'm still not saying that just in case of Jen's listening. But yeah, and I've read all the criticism about it, like all the negative people. I ignored the idiots that are like, you don't have to like it just because it's Naughty Dog.
yeah,
I ignored those idiots. Um, but all the concerns that people have about the game, or I should say criticisms, not concerns, is that I don't think they either have never interacted or watched really difficult movies to watch,
hmm,
like that wasn't clear black and white, good and evil, um, and they just didn't know how to deal with it. Um, and for some reason, they thought that one of the major things that happens in it was done in a wrong way, and I said, and didn't do justice to the character. I'm trying to talk around it the best I can. uh, but they just don't understand that, not in every story you're not going to get this heroic, you know, go out in a blaze of glory or anything like that.
yeah. I mean, this seems like a "what would you do to survive" type thing. Kind of like, I hate to compare it to The Walking Dead, but it's kind of in that same vein.
Yeah, I think if they go to a third game, they run the risk of becoming The Walking Dead, in the sense that you can't keep beating people over the head with everybody's awful, no matter where
Right.
you go, um, sort of thing, because everything's shit.
Yeah.
Because then, as with Walking Dead, um, people get pretty tiresome of that. But just I the emotions I went through in this game were ridiculous for playing a video. Oh, I needed to turn. Let's back up. That's what I get for not paying attention. Alright. Oh, this guy's top one. Let me turn. Sorry, just need to make sure I turn before I continue talking. Um, or something I've never felt in a game before, and in the sense that it's emotions that have only been brought out by really good films or really good books, that I've read. Um, there were parts I was pissed. There were, you know, parts I like literally didn't want to look at the screen while they were going on. Not for any gruesome reason, or gore or anything like that. Just what they were making you do in that scene. I'm like, I don't really want to do this, and
Yeah.
it's just it. I know I had said at the beginning, first talking about this game, that I rarely give tens. It's not. By the end of this game, I'm like, I think this is a 10. Like, it's real good. Um, and maybe it comes from. Oh, I thought you were turning, buddy. You know, just I can bypass. Okay, good. Maybe because I just enjoy really good storytelling. Um, and I never want to belittle anybody that like you can not like this game. That's fine. There are certain reasons you could not like this game. Um, in my opinion, they're not 100% valid. But the funny part is, all the main criticisms of it I've seen have all been, the real dumb reasons why. All the way down to, why are all the main characters in this game female? From the villain to Ellie, you know, to Ellie's friend, you know. Hey, we're in New Mexico. To. And I think I got the most closure playing this game. I watched a really good spoiler cast. For anybody out there that has played The Last of Us, Part 2, Kind of Funny Games cast did a spoiler cast with Ashley Johnson, Troy Baker, and Neil Druckmann. Just talking about it and just hearing them talk about it, solidified a lot of the thoughts I had on the game, and so okay, I did read that right. That is what they were going for, and but I think it would help people to criticize the game to just listen to them, and whether they agree with it or not, at least understand that it's not like, oh, Neil Druckmann just wanted to play to the liberal left.
Well, I mean, politics
Yeah.
don't belong in video games as far as I'm concerned. Just
Yeah.
play the game.
Yeah, and this game has no, meaning that it doesn't, it just, the events happen, and how you interpret it is up to you.
Right, but the people that try to make something of nothing just kill me.
Yeah, just because there's a gay couple in it, they think it's like meant for left wing people. I'm like, no,
Right.
they're just.
It's for whoever wants to play it. If you don't like it, don't play it.
Yeah,
Period.
Yeah, the friggin' apocalypse happened. I think the last thing they're worried about is homosexuality.
Right.
I think they do a great job of, at no point, and this is just opinion, at no point in this game is Ellie being gay, like, just shoved in your face as some political point, which is an issue in a lot of games, is that, they, it's bad. There's a difference between representation and bad representation.
Yeah.
And in a lot of games, there's bad representation because an entire character's makeup, like, they have nothing else to give to the game except for the fact that they are gay.
Right.
And that's wrong.
Right. That's their determining factor.
Yeah. And making a nice three-dimensional character where if you want their main, like, trait to be that's fine. But it can't be the only one. That's what makes them a trope. That's what makes them a stereotype. And they do a really good job in this game where, unless if you have some deep-seated bigotry in you, that fact in this game does not matter at all in the game's story. And I think it's great. It's well done. And there's so much in the way they tell the story that makes you guess your own thoughts of characters throughout the game. Like they're able to ride that. Oh, I gotta make a right. I'm just gonna run this red because there's no way I'm getting behind all that traffic. Shit! I gotta sit here. Let's wait for all these cars to go by, and then I can make my point, or wait for the light to go red. Wait for the light to go red.
No, Mark, quick aside, in this game,
Yeah.
does Disneyland exist? Like, if you drive into Anaheim, is
Ooh,
Disneyland there?
I don't know. I know you drive into Los Angeles. That'd be our next trip. Go to LA from New Mexico.
I'm just wondering because I'm seeing Disneyland's not opening when they said it was opening.
So we'll go visit the most magical place on earth.
That's right.
Yeah. But final point on Last of Us before, I'm still deciding if I'm going to do that video review, if I'm just going to do a spoiler review. Because it's going to be... because at this point, people have played it and know it.
Well, I mean, as long as as long as in the title we put spoiler alert,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Because that was my thought, was, like, if I'm going to do a video review of this, I can't be tiptoeing around, oh, I don't know, does this happen? You know?
Yeah.
Because people already know what happens. I'm not some games journalist that got the game early.
Right. We don't get free games.
Yeah.
We get them when they come out.
Unless they put them free on Steam or something. Then we get free games.
Hey, if anybody is willing to give us free games, we'd be more than happy to take them. But as of right now, that's not a thing.
Yeah, I know a couple of studios where I know No Goblin's real good about it. If you give them, like, they gave me 2 codes that probably don't work anymore for Extra Life the first year. I should find those codes and see if
I mean, generally they work. They're just
I think they're Steam codes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a giveaway with them. I don't know how to check. Is there a way to check if they work without claiming them?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that.
Well, those games. I'm just gonna run the site. I'll take the ticket. $700 is cheaper than what the accident ticket is. Yeah, their games are cheap enough as of right now. That we could do them as part of a giveaway, not the main giveaway, because those games are like 5 years old at this point for Roundabout and 100-Foot Robot Golf.
You know, that's a funny game though.
Yeah, they're both good games. Roundabout's better. Because 100-Foot Robot Golf got a little repetitive by the end. But the McElroys save it, not just because I love their sense of humor. So, them being the announcers on the golf game got me through it. But yeah, that I would have to do spoilers, and I think I'll save the rest of my thoughts for the spoiler review, because it did something in this game that I thought was going to be impossible when it first started, and then by the end, it happened, and I'm just like, I don't know how they did it. like, not like gameplay wise or story, just emotional wise. I'm going to assume that you're not going to play it, right?
No.
Okay. Then off stream, I will mention a couple things so you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, these type of games just don't. Well, the Last of Us, any like zombie type games, I'm not really a huge fan of, and I know I'm gonna get hatred for saying that I don't like The Last of Us, but listen,
No,
it's just a little too real for me.
Yeah, it's if you don't like that kind of violence, then that's fine. Like nobody like Druckmann says in the spoiler cast. Basically, if the game's not for you, just don't play it. Like
And
you
that's what
know,
I do. I
you
don't
know,
complain about it to people.
yeah,
I
nobody's
just don't play.
forcing you. You know,
Yeah. That's the beauty of video games. There's something for everybody.
yeah, you
And
don't
this one
need to
just
play
doesn't
it.
happen to be for me.
Yeah, yeah. The only thing I ever hate about people in terms of good, that was just a gas station. I didn't miss a sleeping spot. I just heard myself yawn in the game. Um, it's people that just get mad that everybody likes a game that they would have no intention of playing.
Right.
Like it can't be
It's
that popular. They're all bought because
yeah.
this niche game that I like didn't get a 10 or
Well, it's
niche
just
game.
it's just like anything. It's just like music or anything else. That there's gonna be stuff you like. There's gonna be stuff you don't like, and it's total personal preference.
Yeah, and what's it called? Um, I just love the one statement from hate because I know I always bring up other streamers and games journalists that I watch, but Alex Navarro from Giant Bomb always says he's like, you can like whatever music you want. I don't really care, but if you don't like any music, you're a psychopath.
Yeah, people who don't like music make me nervous. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Yeah, it's like no, there has to be something like no kind of rhythm, nothing. Yeah. But yeah, that's true of everything. I just think anybody that's really angry about certain things that happen in the game should watch that spoiler cast. And we're not being paid by Kind of Funny or anything like that.
God,
But
I wish, but no, we're not.
not. But it's just because it's nice to hear, and plus, I will listen to Troy Baker talk about any character he's inhabited for hours
Yeah.
because that man gets so deep.
Can I
And
explain to you how happy I am he's gonna be in the Dirt game? Like
yeah,
it doesn't have anything to do with the gameplay or anything, but he's like a character in Dirt 5
yeah,
for some reason, doing a
yeah.
podcast or
He
something.
gets so like introspective about anything that it brings out thoughts about the characters that you would have never, you know, I was gonna say thought of, but
Well, he's got to figure out where he's coming from as that character,
yeah,
so I'm sure he definitely dives pretty deep
yeah,
into it.
yeah. And just when he's talking about it, you're like, or at least I know I am. I'm just like mesmerized, like, yeah, like, and this whole thing, he's doing his normal thing where they talk about, you know, the really emotional scenes, like in both games when him and Ashley would have arguments, and and he starts like tearing up, like it's real emotional. Like, dude, this guy absolutely loves these characters he plays. Like, it's kind of
It's
ridiculous.
it's just nice to have a voice actor that cares.
Yeah.
So, because you can definitely tell when a voice actor does not give a shit about his performance.
Am I able to? I'm gonna try and get over to this right lane after I pass this dump truck. Hopefully, I don't doze off. In the meantime. Come on, I gotta pass this dump truck, red truck. I wanted to do that. Am I able to?
You gonna pull over and sleep?
Nope, can't do that.
Really? You can't pull over and sleep?
I gotta pull over to like a.
You have to be in a rest area?
Yeah. I guess so. Okay.
That seems kind of dumb.
Let's go back to the map and see where the closest rest area is.
If it was the Pennsylvania Turnpike, it'd be every 30 or 40 miles.
I think we're actually gonna pass one. Yep. If I can make it to here, I should be good. Alright, let's just hope I don't pass out between here and there.
I'm guessing you have zero control when that happens.
Yeah. Well, like in real life.
Right. But you have no control over like making it not happen. You can't like shake the controller and
No.
it'll wake up.
No, I joked with Jenny last week. Oh, I'm stuck behind this car. Oh, this would be a good time for me to doze, to be honest.
That's top play.
Yeah. As I said, they should make it like real truckers. Like we should have caffeine pills or get hooked on speed.
Yeah, I'm sure that'd go over well.
Not all truckers. But yeah. So anyway, that's last of the Last of Us talk. But so I watched that Cyberpunk stuff today, and I am really excited for Cyberpunk.
I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet. Is it like just interactions with other characters or
It's gameplay, yeah. Because the media players for the preview got to play the full prologue, which is like 4 hours. So
yeah, I'm gonna have to. I watched the Avengers stuff.
I didn't see that yet.
That's why I asked in our chat. I said, "Did they change the name?" Excuse me. Because all I kept seeing was Avengers War Table. I'm like, what the hell is War Table? I've never heard of this before.
And was it just
I think it's just the multiplayer part.
do I need to get off here? That would make sense. That sounds like a I'm going to assume yes. I need to get off here. Does it look any better than it did the last time we saw it? Yes.
I don't have a full screen. Let me put it full screen. Oh, Dan's here.
Hey, Dan. He said negative.
It does look pretty good. Did you put another mod on?
What?
Oh, are you talking about Avengers?
Avengers,
Yes,
yeah.
Avengers looks better.
Yes, there was an update to the mod, so that's probably why it looks a little better.
But yeah, Avengers looks a little bit like gameplay wise. They showed stuff, so it automatically looked better.
Yeah.
I still don't think the characters look very good, but that's just me.
It's,
Yes, they revealed the big bad, who I guarantee you nobody knows who he is. I don't know who he is. Dan would have to explain to me who the big bad is.
okay, I don't think that's a MODOK.
Yeah. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I could lie and say I do, but I don't really
He seems like a Hulk type character or a Thanos type character. I don't know anything about it.
either. Alright, sorry, got myself a little stuck because I was using the... That was a garage, not a sleeping area.
Sons of bitches. Mechanized organism designed only for killing is MODOK. So is this a Hammer creation? Who creates this character?
There we go. Alright, so I think there's a sleeping area across the way. I hate that my horn is on my left stick. So that every time I need to make a sharp turn, I honk my horn. It's gonna be like navigating the streets. He's the head of AIM. God, I love acronyms in superhero movies.
Again, I don't know I don't know any of this stuff. Is this a West Coast Avengers
Yes.
villain, or is it normal? Normal Avengers.
I mean, I think they're setting up the West Coast Avengers or
Well, they were. Well, I mean,
advanced idea
mechanics.
mechanics.
Okay. So it's somebody that Stark was against in the past, clearly. He's a normal Avengers villain. Okay.
I think is MODOK in the Marvel vs. Capcom fighting games. Dan, I don't even know if you would know the answer to that.
He might know that. We've played some Marvel vs. Capcom back in the day. He said he thinks he's always been a Captain America villain. He is in NBC, yes.
Yeah, I didn't want to assume that he had played it before. Oh, I went too fast. Couldn't make that turn.
Why wouldn't he? Is he just like a call-in character? I'll look it up. I've got a computer in front of me. He's not in MVC 2. Shows up for special moves.
I just remember his name. Yeah, and I only know like the top level villains.
Oh, is he? Oh, he's just the head? Oh, okay. I was completely wrong. He's like a giant head with legs.
Yeah. Alright, get some gas while I'm here. And we can finish this job because we are currently in New Mexico. You know, it was only $389 worth of gas. Alright, back on the highway. But yeah, I was sitting here today because every day I've been playing Last of Us Part 2. Like, for as much as I could. It took me about 27 hours, 28 hours. And I was like, what should I play?
It looks like MODOK is playable in MVC 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been having the same problem since I beat Remake. Like, I don't know what to play. Like, I just look at my shelf and I go, I don't know what to play.
Yeah, my thing was like, I guess I could go back to The Witcher. I don't think I'm ready yet.
Well, that's the thing. I just got done with a huge epic storyline. I don't know what. That's why I've been playing like all racing games, because I don't want to. I'm not mentally prepared to get back into another long, huge story.
Yeah. I might need a couple days. You know, I'll probably spend all day tomorrow after work. You know, just messing around with the Stranger Damies session instead of playing video games. It's gonna be dark. and disturbing. No.
I'm not excited. I'm not excited.
I got my brains all Last of Us 2 fucked up. But no, in all seriousness, I think that's probably a better use of my time than I literally sat here and after dinner was like, what do I play before the stream? And I played 2 hours worth of Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing.
Hey man, racing games, they definitely cleanse the palate.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't want to put on any what's it called, like 4X or City Builder or Civ or anything like that.
Yeah, you just need something mindless.
Yeah.
Usually racing games are pretty mindless.
Yeah, but just glad I have some time to get some backlog stuff done before November.
Well, I can tell you what my backlog stuff is going to be, and I need to do it. I need to beat Breath of the Wild. I never beat it. I got to like the end, and then I stopped.
Just didn't
And
want
I
it to
need
end.
I need to beat. I don't know if I'll end up doing it, but I need to beat Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, I got far in that, and just there not being an overarching story is what kind of made me fizzle out. About, I think I did 2 chapters of everyone's story.
Yeah, I think I'm at that point right now too.
I was thinking of picking up Steam Sale had 50% off this JRPG I had heard about, and I think I mentioned before, Tales in the Sky or Trails in the Sky.
Oh yeah, I'd recommend it.
I was like,
I
maybe I'll
own
pick
I
it up.
own it, but I've never gotten very far in it, but it's very well regarded. Trails in the Sky is a very well regarded game. It actually came out on the PS3 and the Vita, maybe.
The Vita. Oh, that was a.
I,
Not. I'm not going to spoil anything from Last of Us, but they have all the technology. Everything's like everyone had a PlayStation.
I saw the
Yeah.
Vita thing.
Yeah, someone had a Vita,
Yeah.
and they asked Neil Druckmann on the spoiler cast. So was it hard getting the ability to use a Vita? And he was like, a lot harder than you think. He was like, one of the notes we got was that the screen could not be cracked. um, but yeah, I like in that game how I know why they did it, but I like that every house you go into that has a PS3 all own like the same 3 Naughty Dog games.
Of course. Well, they get the fat PS3 too.
The fat PS3s. But that's just so they could be distinctive when.
Well, yeah, everybody knows what a fat PS3 is.
Yeah.
I feel like if you put the super slim, people would have no clue what that is.
Yeah, it'd be too generic. Yeah, but they all have. It was Jack and Daxter.
Crash? Was there a Crash game?
I don't know if there's a Crash. Uncharted, obviously.
Right.
I should probably slow down.
Well, speaking of which, did you see that Crash 4 got announced?
Yeah.
Which is hilarious to me because there were like 15 games after Crash 3, and they're just going to call this one Crash 4.
Yeah, because what does it matter anymore?
Well, I mean, Naughty Dog didn't make anything after 3. That's probably why they're doing it.
No, yeah, but just like it's one of my favorite things with naming conventions was the Batman games, the Arkham games.
Oh.
And how Warner Brothers says, "Oh yeah, Arkham Knight is the end of the trilogy." I'm like, oh, that's so much shade at WP Montreal. who made Origins.
Yeah. Arkham Origins is supposed to be one of the better ones.
Yeah, it's fine, but I just loved it. Rocksteady just threw shit like our trilogy when there were 4 games in the universe.
Dan, have you played any of the Arkham games? You've had to have, right? I would imagine the biggest Batman fan I know would have had to have played an Arkham game or two. I own all of them. I've never played them.
Yeah, same here. I bought. I was one of those buy two get two frees at GameStop one year. I got 3 of them.
That and they were free on Epic
Oh,
at one point, so I have all of them.
yeah. I have the. Unfortunately, I got the Game of the Year edition for Arkham Asylum. So, if I wanted to play that again, I have to start from the beginning, and I couldn't do New Game Plus and try and go for the platinum.
Yeah, that's one of those games too where I don't know where to jump in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I should play Origins first or if I should play them in release order.
They play them in release order. Just because I think Arkham Asylum is the best overall game. Let's see how far I can do this for. Oh, we're reloading. I just want to see what happened. I'm not dead, people. Your eyes. We did this a couple of times last stream. I think my favorite one of all time is when the bridge was up. And I didn't realize that it would be a invisible wall. So I didn't stop right away. I thought it would, like, you know, I could slowly roll through it. But
Yeah.
as with the gate down, it was just a wall, and I hit it, and I had like 75 damage to my car. 75% damage. So anyway. Yeah, so I think I might pick up that RPG. I'm thinking about it hard.
I mean, it's just a standard JRPG. It's just like, you know, anything else, but it's the art style's cool. It runs on anything, so you could probably run it at 4K, no problem.
Yeah, I just want something that would be not mindless, but sort of still
Yeah,
takes
and
a long time to beat, and you know.
It's turn-based, so it's not like crazy or anything.
Yeah, and I'll probably also continue playing Witcher 3. But I just can't take a game that has any kind of emotion in it right now.
Yeah, I think you're all right with that
for
one.
a little bit. At least a couple days. Maybe next week. Maybe over the holiday. I'll jump back into The Witcher.
Well, I took the week of 4th of July off, so I need to figure out what to play during that point.
Yeah.
Because I'll have like 10 days, or like 9 or 10 days in a row to play something.
Yeah, it's one of the unfortunate things about my industry is that since it's the first of a month, you know, right before the 4th,
Yeah.
I can't take, even though, you know, some people in the office still take that week off. I'm like, you know, yeah, make more work for the rest of us. You know, I just can't do it. So, I ended up asking, I was like, hey, so they're giving us the 3rd off since the 4th is a Saturday. And I was like, hey, can I just have Monday off, which is my birthday? Instead of Friday, you know. And I was like, if there's a no, then I would like to take a vacation day and take Monday off. And they're like, no, you can switch. I was like, okay, I'll keep my vacation days intact. So I can take like 2 weeks in September and just be like, fuck this. And also, I got to keep like 5 days in the holster Not that I think it's going to happen, but just in case New York Comic Con happens.
Oh,
'Cause-
Jenny's here. We can start.
Hey, I think you can join the call too if you're able.
Should be open. Mark, I hate to tell you, New York Comic Con is not happening this year.
I know, but I need to keep the 5 days in the holster, just in case.
Well, keep them in the holster, and then if Comic Con doesn't happen, you could take a week off and just play Cyberpunk for a week.
Yep. I almost went off the same
You
medium.
almost did it again.
The same exact medium. That's good. It'll keep our chatting stats up, Jen.
Make the chat look good.
I drove off overpass. You missed that.
Yeah, he went into a median and it went over a bridge and he flew off the bridge.
And the car was not 100% damaged. I reloaded, obviously.
I don't know how you were going 70 plus miles an hour.
I think I missed the turn. Let me check the map before I U-turn.
For that illegal
Yeah,
U-turn.
yeah. I missed the turn off for 84.
I missed it. Are we in New Mexico still?
Yeah, we're in New Mexico. Yeah, I missed the final turn off to go 84 to 60, so we're almost done. So let me slow. It's so much easier to do this than to do the actual U-turn they want you to do.
Well, yeah, because you got to go 10 miles down the road.
Yeah.
Jen, after this delivery, we're going to Disneyland.
It's only 7%. We're good. I don't know if it exists, but we are going to.
We're trying to go to Disneyland. We're gonna try to see if it exists in this game.
Yeah. I will take a delivery that lets me off in LA, and then we'll look on the map to see where Disney World may be. And we'll just drive there as the truck. I don't know if we'll get there on this stream, because we are in bumfuck New Mexico. We're as close to Texas as you can get. I'm just gonna go over here.
Yes, I'll pretend the dead mouse is Mickey.
No, they wouldn't fix the trailer. It would just be my truck they would fix. Yeah, we were talking about at the beginning of the stream, Jen, that either I have to watch you play Last of Us 2 over Discord, or we'll make it a Let's Play. But I need to be there when you play that game.
He's nervous.
Yeah.
Did you get your PS4 working? Emotionally, that's why I don't play it, Jen. It's because it's emotionally intense.
Yeah.
Did you try plugging it straight into the wall? You don't have to stream it. It can be like you can just record it and then we'll turn it into a Let's Play. So it can cut out your crying.
Yeah, we're not going to stream. it wouldn't be worth it because then, you know, I only said it'd be a good let's play to be our first test in the water with that. I'm wondering if um, I have to look into this. I wonder if I send my like saves to the cloud, if I can delete them locally and if it'll reset, because it does a I don't know what achievement I just unlocked. It says 1881 and a gun came up, so I don't. I gotta check that out. That threw my whole train of thought off. But
Jen, if that doesn't work, you should try contacting Sony and see if it's still under warranty or if they'll fix it.
it's worth a shot.
Otherwise, just grab a cheap one from GameStop.
Yeah, the reason I asked about that same game thing is because they do a Mario 64, Mario Kart 64 type deal when you beat the game with the opening screen. So I didn't want to have that be a spoiler for the audience.
Oh, you have another PS4? Just rolling in the dough over there.
Well, I can see both of them needing it.
I know, I'm kidding.
No, I missed the billboard.
I missed it too. What did it say?
That's pretty good. Yeah, some of these signs are not completely there, but they're up there with some of the great triple play signs from the late 90s. There's always two ads I remember specifically from that game. It's the Ski Nebraska.
Ski Nebraska's the best.
And whatever the fake airline was, that they were now featuring nonstop flights from LA to Honolulu. Yeah, I'm sure the people that live in Clovis have never heard that joke before, Jen.
Oh. Yeah. Ski Nebraska, was that 98 or 99?
It was 97 or 98 because I didn't have 99.
It must have been 97 because I had 97.
I know the airline one was definitely 98. It's because it's such a joke you have to sort of think about.
Well, yeah, because it could possibly be, skiable.
No, I'm talking about the airline having nonstop flights from LA to Honolulu.
Oh, right.
Because you gotta be... If you don't know, like, the geography of the United States, that joke doesn't land as well.
I don't think it was supposed to land. It's just it would go way over a kid's head, so yeah. I feel like it was more for like the parents that were sitting there.
Yeah. I don't know. Definitely cocaine. I know, right?
The boat is made of cocaine.
Let's see. Look at this.
They're gonna melt it down.
I mean, it is right next to Texas, so. Let's go to camera 3.
Camera 1, camera 2. Camera 1, camera 2.
And there we go.
Hey.
Let's see how much got taken off for that 7% damage. Satisfactory. I didn't make it there in time. But... Ooh, I got 12 of the 15 companies. Ooh, I lost $11,000 for that.
Jesus. Uh-oh. I just got the email from Steam. 15 items on your wish list are on sale.
Yeah, I have a bunch too. The only one that caught my eye outside of Trails of the Sky in the Sky were Emily is Away 2 is 99 cents again.
Fallout 4 is $9. Far Cry 5 is $15. So is Ion Fury.
You know what? I'll do high value cargo, and then we can get fuel economy next time. All right, it's job market, freight market.
Is dead by... let me check, Jen.
All right, so we want to go.
If it's not today, I'm sure it will be at some point.
From Clovis. Let's see if we actually go to Los Angeles.
Dead by Daylight is $8 right now.
I think, Tom, unfortunately, the closest we'll get would be Santa Maria?
Alright. The, let's see.
I could do a shorter job.
The Silent Hill Edition, Jen, is $26.
Yeah.
But just standard Dead by Daylight is $8.
Okay, we're going to go price per distance.
Let's do it.
Let's just do price. God, I don't want to go all the way. Let's see.
Yeah, there's a deluxe edition for $12. Base game, original soundtrack, digital art book, 2 masks for Payday 2, which that's not going to help you any.
Okay, let's do this job.
But the Silent Hill edition, I think, says
Let's do this.
Dead by Daylight Silent Hill chapter, Dead by Daylight Curtain Call, Shattered Bloodline, Of Flesh and Mud. It's like everything.
Oh, I think I'm picking up a job from the same company. We're delivering another cocaine item.
A cocaine boat? By the way, I just finished watching New Girl, and that show's very underrated.
Yeah. I watched the first season all the way through. I really thought Jake Johnson was going to become more of a star than he has.
Well, I mean, he's Spider-Man.
That's true. He's Peter B. Parker. Whatever.
Yeah, he's one of the Peter Parkers.
All right, we're going to do this job to Southern Arizona to try and see if I can get it in today or tonight, and then we can go from there and see if we can get to Los Angeles. So we'll have to do it tomorrow. Or next stream, the LA, because it would have to be the
I'm wondering if it would be LA or if there's like an Anaheim alternative.
well, it'll be probably somewhere between. You know, like it would be where Anaheim would technically be.
Yeah.
You know. but we can't deliver anything to Anaheim.
That
So
sucks.
yeah, I think the two closest I would get to is like Oxnard and which one of these is mine? Or is it on the other side of all this?
The
That's
Steam Summer Sale, where you purchase things you'll never play.
yep. All right, let's get the overhead camera going so that I can back in. All right, let's head to southern Arizona.
Back it up,
Yeah, I've
back
been
it
waiting
up,
for the
back it
summer
up.
sale.
What's that?
I've been waiting for the summer sale.
Yeah, it's dangerous. It's real dangerous.
I doubt anything I really want is going to be on sale.
Mark, everything's on sale. It's just a matter of how much.
Or I should say, nothing will be at a price where I want to purchase it.
I mean, Dead by Daylight's $8.
I mean, I was probably going to purchase that, but that is not a game like on my wish list or anything, you know. Like that I would have purchased without Jen.
Let me take a look at my wish. Let's see. Black Mesa is $13. Do you know what Black Mesa is?
Yes, I know what Black Mesa is. The I was going to say it's the mod of Half-Life One,
It's a
the up-res mod,
fan remake.
and okay.
By the
I
way,
have it.
Trails in the Sky has 3 parts.
Yes,
So
They're
the
all on
first
sale.
part is probably like $10.
yeah, I think it's like $8 or $9. I have it in my wish list. I have all 3 of them in my wish list.
Grand Theft Auto 4, the complete edition, is $7. How much is Fallout? Let's see. Fallout 4. Come on, Steam. Why do I have to enter my age? You know my age. You know everything about me.
Yeah, I'm always born somewhere between 1983 and 1967.
Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition is $18. That's all of the DLC, which I could probably go back and do all that crap too, because I don't think I ever finished the DLC for Fallout 4. Jen, Fallout 4 and Skyrim Special Edition together, $27.18. That's 73% off.
Alright, I'm just gonna go around you, asshole. Alright, now you're moving. Mr. Didn't know how to merge. Is there like a big cocaine boating culture around here or something?
Yeah, where are these boats coming from? Final Fantasy XII: The Zodiac Age is $25. I feel like that game is never below $25. I don't know why.
It's not cheap enough yet for me.
It'll never. I feel like it never goes under that amount for some reason. Jen, that's the Nintendo tax.
Yeah, they were like, I also got an email from GameStop today saying they had like, or maybe it was a Wario64 tweet, that they had like a deal of the day thing. And it was like select Three Switch games for $20.
Yeah, they were all
They
garbage.
were garbage.
They were all garbage.
The only one was the Harvest Moon one, but I think that's even a garbage Harvest Moon game.
Yeah, it's like a mobile game they stuck on the
Yeah.
Switch.
It was like NBA 2K18.
Games that no one's going to play.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't even a game that half caught my eye in
Yeah.
that. Jen, don't you have Witcher 3 already? And did you get it for PC? Did you do that?
Yeah, GOG was trying to get people to sign up for whatever their service is.
Well, it's not it's just their launcher.
That's what I mean.
They're-
Yeah.
I think you can still do it, Jen. Just go to gog.com.
Did you see what I think GOG's doing with Cyberpunk?
I did not.
If you buy Cyberpunk,
Oh, that's right.
pre-order it
You
for
could.
like 80 something dollars, you get the entire Witcher series.
Yes, I did see that. I did see that.
If that deal's still around in November, I would do it, even though I have Witcher 3.
Could always do a giveaway.
It's true. The funniest thing I saw today about Cyberpunk was they put out the list of all the customizable things you can do with your character,
Yeah.
and they listed everything, and it was funny. It was like 6 eyes and 7 tones of skin. At the bottom, it was like 3 penises and 1 vagina. Like, huh? Like, I know why it's in there, but like I was trying to think what a third penis would be. Like, well, you got
Yeah.
big and,
It would
and
get
small.
it would get rather crowded rather fast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Jen, I just put the link in the chat if you didn't see it.
yeah, like the what's it called? Yeah, with that, it wasn't even so much like whatever. I'm like, it's like okay, I can see them having like two kinds of penises. One big, one small. Sure, you know. But I'm like, what criteria are they using for a third? But yeah, it's a cool way because they got some. You can turn on red. What are you doing?
Oh,
I guess you're going straight. Why are you in the right lane? Asshole.
can you tell we're from the Northeast?
Yeah. And I got a red light violation because that dude was an asshole. That's not like fucking up my cargo, is it? No, okay. Just my truck. Yeah, little bit. I mean, I'm more of a sarcastic road rager in my actual car. Like, sure, yeah, fucking go there. It doesn't matter. Sure, you can do that. Yeah. The funny part is that didn't even damage my truck much.
Well, it's not going to damage the truck. It's going to damage everyone in that car.
Apparently, this is the end of a map. I have to make a right here.
Something else that GameStop was doing was buy a game for $29.99 or over and get any other used game half off. So people were buying like whatever the cheapest $29.99 game they could get was, and then buying like Chrono Trigger for half price.
Yeah, I'm wondering. They structured that deal all wrong.
Yeah, they didn't think about it at all.
Yeah. Like, you could pick which one the half price got charged to, right?
It automatically went to the used one because it was one new game for
Oh, that. Okay, I missed that detail.
yeah, it's one new game, $29.99 or over, and then any used game is 50% off.
That makes more sense. And that included classic games.
Yes. Which people took serious advantage of. Like people were getting what's it called? Like Super Mario RPG for $40 or $30 instead of 60 or
The
whatever they're
ridiculous
charging
60.
for it. I'm half tempted to do it myself. Finally pick up Final Fantasy 2.
Now, Final Fantasy 2 or Final Fantasy 4?
Final Fantasy 2/4.
Okay. Because I know you're trying to collect all. So.
Yes, I want to get all of the US releases.
Oh, okay. But didn't they release 2 and 3? 2, 3, and 4? Or 2, 3,
They released
and 5?
They released 1, 2, and 3, or 1 and 2 on one disc, and then I forget what. Let me look.
Yeah, because there's like the Final Fantasy, some kind of collection had a name.
There's Final Fantasy Anthology, which I think has 4, 5, and 6. Can't remember off the top of my head. I own that, but I want to have like the original.
Oh, I understand.
Let's see.
Drive into the stars for a while.
Okay. So, Final Fantasy Origins, which I think is 1 and 2. Yeah. Final Fantasy Origins, which is 1 and 2, is on the PlayStation.
I think I also came to GBA? DS?
Um,
Question mark?
it would be the GBA, probably. I have Final Fantasy 4 for the DS, I think.
I think it was called like Final Fantasy Origins Advanced or whatever. You know how they do this stupid naming conventions?
Yeah. Let's see. Final Fantasy Anthology was 5 and 6, and Chrono Trigger.
Okay.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong there?
I don't know. I just remember I didn't beat 3/6 until I got an emulator. So, I don't know what the anthology series were.
Final Fantasy Anthology is just 5 and 6. And that's on the PS1.
5 would be my next goal. to beat.
Oh, here it is. This is the one that's current. Final Fantasy Chronicles is Final Fantasy 4 and Chrono Trigger on the PS1. Well, where the hell is 3? Why didn't they release 3? They have everything but 3 on the PS1. That's really weird.
That must suck if there's no, like, English release of 3.
There is, but it's either a GBA release or like a DS release.
I was just going to say that'd be really frustrating to collectors.
Okay, so 3 came out on the DS.
Okay.
But the DS one was a full remake with 3D graphics. And then they ported that to the PSP. And now you can get it on PC, which is basically like the mobile version.
Oh, you mean the ones that look like they were made in RPG Maker?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, 3 is the only one that's difficult to find, and I want to say I have it. Hang on. I need to look now.
What, on the DS? Or 3/6? He's... well, we'll see. I think either I push through or the next sleeping place. I'll have to take a nap.
Can confirm I have 3 and 4 for the DS and Chrono Trigger. Couldn't afford that SNES cartridge, so I got the DS one instead.
Oh boy.
Which I've heard the DS version is actually better.
Yeah.
Like it has
Are we talking 3/6 or regular 3?
Chrono Trigger, I'm talking.
Oh, Chrono Trigger. Okay.
I own
Yeah. The
the
PlayStation
cartridge.
one is terrible, I hear.
Yes, because all the loading times and everything else. But the DS one has like cutscenes and stuff that weren't in the original, and it's got a bunch of enhancements and stuff that people really like. But I have Chrono Trigger on the DS. I have it on the Wii Virtual Console. And obviously I have an EverDrive, so I could play it on the SNES if I wanted to. But that's one of the games I wish I had a real cartridge for, because I would love to sit down and play it
But
like
it's
that.
expensive as shit.
I think I also own it on PC as well.
Yeah, even when it came out, it was expensive as shit.
Yeah, I want to say it was like a $70 game
Yeah, it was
when it
one
came
of those
out.
$70, $80 games.
But yeah, like those games like Final Fantasy 3, 4, and 5, or 3, 2, 3. No, what am I saying? Yeah, 2, 3, and 5 were very difficult to get your hands on in the US. And I'm very happy that they never did that again after 7.
Yeah, sorry, I gotta grab a drink.
Yep.
My throat was getting dry.
Those are other games I gotta play. I gotta beat 3/6, and I gotta beat 9.
Okay, so if Jen's still in the chat, I think she is. She wouldn't leave us. What is your intention on beating Final Fantasy VI?
My intention?
No, Jen's. Because I think you already know the twist.
Oh yeah, I know the twist. I don't know that Jen is. She didn't play very much into it. I don't remember. Like I think we just played it on stream a couple times, and that was it.
Yeah, because we
She's
had it
trying to.
for retro roulette.
She said, "I would like to play it more, just not right now." I think.
Yeah, because I want to mention. So if you want to take your, you can either listen to the twist spoiler or you can take your headphones off for like 2 minutes. Okay. So I will say that that is one of the best, like, I'm trying to think of the words.
It's a twist.
Twist, yeah. I was going to say switcheroo, but that's not. It's
It's a
too.
twist. It's the definition of a twist.
Yeah, is that you actually lose, and the world is destroyed, and you play like Kefka wins, and you play the second half of the game in the world of ruin.
Yeah, you gotta come back from it.
Yeah, you got to find everybody, and it's one of my favorite like twists that I've seen in a game, and I didn't know anything about it going in to it, but it was such a unique idea when you think of the time when that game was released.
Well, yeah, no one had ever seen anything like that before.
Yeah, it will stay forever in top five twist at least. I would want to say top three, but you never know. But yeah,
And it's one of those things you definitely don't see coming because you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna win this fight and it's gonna be over, and that just doesn't happen.
nope. Kefka still wins. That's why he is one of the best villains.
Which is so funny because he's such a loser bad guy in the beginning. He's just like a goofball,
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden, he turns into this maniac.
yeah, he's the only villain that succeeds in his plan in any Final Fantasy game.
I mean, now you could argue that Sephiroth maybe did,
Yeah,
but at the time, you couldn't tell that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the second closest is that, um, you Yevon and all that stuff in 10. They technically succeeded for a long time because they got to do exactly what they wanted for 1,000 years or whatever,
Well,
a couple hundred years.
it's the same thing with 13.
Yeah,
You're basically fighting a god.
yeah. But essentially, with 6/3, when that came out, nobody had done a twist like that in a game. Now I'm sure somebody in chat's going to pull some obscure game from the Amiga or something. But yeah, and even playing it years later, I was still like, oh, they just destroyed the world.
Definitely unique, that's
Okay.
for sure.
Now what do I do? How do I have to go to this way station? Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, Jen, that was happening to me the other day too. I'm not sure why. Yes, it did the same exact thing to me. I couldn't figure it out. I don't know why it was doing that.
Did it eventually work?
No, I never got it to work. I don't know what the PSN is doing right now, but it was being an absolute piece of shit the other day.
We had to we had to DDoS it, man, because The Last of Us has left us garbage.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened.
Oh, I can go faster. Just realized.
Jan, the only thing I can tell you to do is to contact GOG. They may be able to help you out.
I wonder if like she took away her avatar, if it would work, if that is what it means.
No, so when you try to sign in to the PSN when you're on GOG, it makes you do this like weird captcha thing where you have to
The robot test.
yeah, where you have to pick the if they keep picking like the certain things it tells you until they're gone.
Yeah.
And by the time you finish that, it times out. It happened to me like 7 times in a row and I couldn't get it to work.
I should have went off at that rest stop, but depending on when we pass the next sleeping area, I'll either take a nap or push on through for the final 3 hours.
By the way, Jen, when are you guys coming over here so I can fix your computer?
Ah, yes.
Also, I feel bad. Jonathan is full blown back into PC gaming. He bought a new video card and he bought a new power supply.
Well, that's what happens when we hang out with you too much, Tom.
I didn't do anything.
You turn
I
back to
just
the PC gamer.
I didn't do anything. Cannot blame me. I just gave him the PC. It's, it was his choice to go out and buy, you know, all of these parts. He bought a 1660 Super and a 550-watt power supply or something, I think. Friday next week. What is Friday next week? Is that the third?
The third, yeah.
I'm off, so you can come anytime during the day if you're working. If you're not working. That would work.
I don't know how I did not hit those trucks, by the way, if anybody was paying attention. Nope, I didn't hit them.
You lucked out there.
I have no idea how I did not hit them.
So, Mark, I've been racking my brain after playing WrestleMania 2000 on stream.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever owned, I don't think my nostalgia is for No Mercy. I think it's for WrestleMania 2000.
Oh, okay.
For whatever reason, I don't know why. I think we just never played No Mercy. I think we had, John had WrestleMania 2000, and I had a buddy who had WrestleMania 2000, and that was it. We just never played No Mercy for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know mine was No Mercy because my friend had it.
Do you have a copy of No Mercy now?
No, I do not. It was his copy.
It's so annoying. The copies of No Mercy on eBay are like $30 freaking dollars. It's stupid.
Well, because they made it You know, it got popular there for a while they were doing the stupid PAX Championship Wrestling.
Well, yeah, that th- I guess people finally figured out that it is the best wrestling game of all time. This that it's No Mercy and Here Comes the Pain
Yeah,
for whatever reason are super expensive all the time. Here Comes the Pain is like $50 on eBay. It's a PS2 game.
isn't that? Here Comes Pain was also GameCube, right?
No.
What was the GameCube one?
GameCube had Day of Reckoning.
Okay. There's a good one on GameCube. Like I didn't have it, but I remember when people list wrestling games.
Well, there was the WrestleMania games on GameCube.
Maybe
Like
it was
there was
X7 or X8.
Yeah, there's like X7,
One of them.
X8. I think there was 19 as well.
Maybe it was one of them.
And there was Day of Reckoning 1 and 2. I think I have one of the Day of Reckonings.
Didn't one of them, was it Day of Reckoning had that really stupid single player?
There were a few stupid single players back
There was like a single player where you had to like fight people on a skyscraper or something.
Oh, no, that was 19. It was called Revenge Mode or something.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the
You
stupid
like had a
single
beef
player.
with Vince McMahon or something.
Well, they kicked you out.
Yeah.
They kicked you out of the building and you had to get back in.
Ooh, I can turn off my hot beams. There we go.
Considering it's daylight, yeah,
Yeah.
probably. The games that nobody talks about are like the Raw games on the original Xbox.
Yeah.
Raw 2, I think, was really good. But none of them compare to the SmackDown games. Like, SmackDown Just Bring It was really good. And I never owned Here
Oh,
Comes the
oh.
Pain. What?
That was me forgetting that the mouse is the look.
Look around.
I put down my phone and my phone hit the mouse.
Whoops.
Thankfully, I did not hit anything. I'm just trying to get my view back. Yeah, did you ever see the story about the post credits like uh, s- story mode for WrestleMania the arcade game, like the one in the
The one that was
90s?
like the one that was like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that was like
I don't
you had all
think
those special
so.
powers and stuff.
Yeah, that
Some
was
of
the
them were
one where
really good. It was like Razor Ramon's was something like he went back to an orphanage in Cuba or something. It was like this really like dark story. Like the bad guy returned to Cuba, and it was like some writer was just like frustrated.
I still find it hilarious that that character was Cuban, even though he was like the whitest dude ever.
Yeah,
Scott Hall. Doesn't
Scott.
get much more white than that.
Yeah, Scott Hall can do an accent, Chico.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. Yeah, the first towing the line, good guy, bad guy in WWE.
Well, considering his, like, nickname was the bad guy,
And he was a face for a while.
he was a face for a while.
Because,
Like, during that whole Shawn Michaels run, he
yeah,
was the face.
I still don't know how he got away with still being very much Razor Ramon in WCW.
Because his name wasn't Razor Ramon, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, that was the same character.
It was exactly the same character.
Every
You
time we
know
bring
who
him
I
up,
am, but you don't know why I'm here. Still one of the best moments in wrestling ever. That didn't pay off very well.
That paid off well for a while. And then Eric Bischoff and Hogan's ego just ran it into the ground.
I feel like it could have been so much better. Like if they stayed with the WWE is actually invading the WCW, I feel like
Yeah, what
it
they
would
should
have
have
paid
done
off.
was all the old WWE talent should have all joined the NWO at the same time. You know, and not at the same exact time, but sort of like Savage and Hogan should have came together.
Yeah.
You know, and it been
And
like
like
we've been
Sting
invading
never
for years. You know.
Sting never should have joined it. Like he
Yeah.
should have been it should have been
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
you know,
They made a ton of money, so who am I to tell them what the...
they made a ton of money and what we're just sitting here like
Somebody
idiots.
made the calculation that there's a good chance that WWE has made more money off the selling of NWO t-shirts than they used to buy WCW.
I believe it. Absolutely believe it.
But yeah, that's my only thought about that whole NWO thing, is that it should have been all the WWE guys should have...
Well, I just think it's stupid because at one point I think there were just as many guys in the NWO as there were in the whole WCW.
Yeah, it was just like everybody was joining it.
It just got stupid at that point. Like
Yeah.
it should have it's a faction. It's not they wanted to make it its own brand, which didn't make any sense.
Yeah. Sold Out still, I think it's Sold Out, still has one of the best openings to a pay-per-view ever. In a dumb way. When they come riding in on those garbage trucks.
Yes. But the whole point of that again, the whole point of that pay-per-view was stupid. The NWO shouldn't have lost any match. It was their refs, it was their thing. They should have cheated and won everything, but the fact that they lost on their own pay-per-view was stupid.
Yeah. Hey, so we made it.
Yay.
We are close to Mexico, by the way.
You boys like Mexico?
I'll have to look at the map once I drop this off. I think this might be, unless if there's a place in California. This might be the closest you get to Mexico in the game.
Hey, Jen, did you ever get a chance to look at that old computer that's sitting in your house? Because I'm sure I could find a spot for it here if you guys were wanting to get rid of it.
Alright, let's deliver this and then sign up for our next job and call it a night.
Hopefully it actually lets you go to LA or Anaheim-ish.
Yeah. Let's see this. Alright, there we go. I should be like level 16 or 17.
Nice. Thanks, Jen.
Yep, 17. Entrepreneur. Alright, let's do fuel economy. Alright, let's check out the market. I have a shit ton of money. We might start off the next stream.
Buying a new truck?
No, upgrading this truck. Oh, there's Oxnard. That'll put us right near LA. And then we can drive from there. Alright, so 2 Oxnard jobs. 17,000. 11,000. We'll do 17,000. We'll deliver some concrete tubes.
Where are you going to get a VPN connection? That's stupid.
Nope, wrong thing. There we go. Meant to hit 1 instead of F1. Some gas. Before we go pick up
If you
this
have
truck.
one, then do it.
Yeah, I know you're not as much caring about this, but Jen probably saw it and cares a little bit. They announced, Critical Role is going to come back doing their shows, and I like some of the people. They're going to do it like live to tape.
Like we do.
Yeah. And there were people in the thing going, "Oh, it means you're just going to edit it now."
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Would you rather have nothing or live to tape?
Tape? Yeah, exactly.
People can find something to complain about
Everywhere.
about anything.
And just by the way they're doing it, yeah. I mean, it's a very small percentage, but I saw like the. Why is. There we go. I was like, why is that blown up so much? Can I go this way? But it was still like some people. I'm like, but they're doing 8 individual cameras for everyone because they're all sitting like 7 feet apart or whatever. So when they showed that, I was just like, of course they would do it taped. It's like, do you know how difficult it would be to? Is my package literally blocking me from going this way? Yeah. I gotta go all the way back out. Can I get through here? Because doing that live and one of those camera breaks and you only have like one person on staff would be a nightmare. We know that. And
Yes,
we do live and tape.
Because I am the one person
Yeah.
on staff.
Yeah. All right. All right, so I think we'll end it there. We have our concrete tubes that were taken to Oxnard, and if I was looking at this map correctly, Oxnard puts us right north of Los Angeles. And we can go down and check out. Maybe I can look up and see if they have like a spot on the map for Disney.
Sounds good.
But yeah, let's see. San Diego's pretty close. Oh, look at this. Technically, the Walmart in San Diego in this game
Yeah.
is technically in Mexico, according to that map. See, that's the border.
Yep.
We might go to San Diego afterwards and just see if I can drive in there and see if there's like a border crossing anywhere here. Like, just go down 5. But, yeah, so, yeah, this location that I'm at now is the second closest. I guess it's the same as San Diego. Like, right on the border. Yeah, so thank you guys for joining me. Tom, always a pleasure.
No problem.
As we circle our trailer with our 42069 license plate. Yeah, so we'll be back Thursday. We'll deliver some concrete tubes to Oxnard, California, and then we'll search for Disney World. And we'll also see if there's a border crossing or if you can go into Mexico without any problems. That's the goal for next week. Quickly, I'll just plug the podcast. I'll go through my thing here. We do a D&D podcast called Stranger Damies that airs every Wednesday. StrangerDamies.podbean.com will get you the RSS, and then you can listen to it anywhere you listen to podcasts, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, whatever. You should be able to find a link or some way to listen to it there. Thursdays, as they call this a movie. Same thing, they call it a movie.podbean.com. And you can find the feed there. Every other Monday, we do Game Vault Podcast, which is what this channel, is a branch of, I guess, a subsidiary of that podcast. As you can see, we have the, up the top there, we have the Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, all at Game Vault Pod, which is awesome. And then the tiny URL for YouTube is the Game Vault, tinyurl.com/thegamevault. All these streams go up there, and they will stay there unless if we get taken down for having copyrighted music, which is why the first Truckin Thursday stream is not in there. Or if it is, it's muted to shit. Be able to check us out there. For the other podcast, Stranger Damies is on Twitter and Instagram at Stranger Damies. They Called Us a Movie is at the main Damie, which is the main site that this is all the umbrella this is under. We are currently, I think, trying to get our streaming schedule set, but things always, as we call our stream demon, Edgar, keeps getting in our way. Because of the Steam summer sale, I may be able to do Friday Night Fright Fest tomorrow. So if Jen is willing, I will buy Dead by Daylight on PC. And then I'll have to start my Karen/Meg all over again. And then we'll have a Sunday stream. And then still trying to figure out. We might do another Civilization multiplayer. And see if I can have him play the DLC with me, so that he can just see that part of the game, because I think he would be really interested in some of the things that adds to the game. Gathering Storm, I'm talking about, for those of you that know it out there. So be on the lookout for that. Then we'll be back Wednesday with a multiplayer stream. Not sure if it'll be Destiny or something else, as Jen's having a little issue with Destiny. She's currently emailed Bungie and see what they could do, but who knows if it'll be done by Wednesday. But we'll do something then, and then we'll be back for Truckin Thursday next Thursday. Still deciding if I want to do anything stupid or special for Saturday. For 4th of July. I'll keep you guys updated. So just be on the lookout for the Twitters at GameBallPod for that. So, Tom, again, thank you for being here. It's always better to do these streams with someone talking to me, so I don't like literally nod out while playing it.
I understand.
And thank you, Jenny and Dan, for being in the chat. We'll see you guys next time.